Hey everyone! My name is Bogdan and welcome to Acura Addicted channel, helping you to navigate in the world of automotive repairs, maintenance and reviews. I am back with the 6th episode of the Make Acura Great Again project. This time I'm going to show you how to service your brakes. As always, the Russian version link is in the description. Let's roll! The DUI video is for 2008 Acura MDX Tech model, but this will also be applicable for model years from 2007 up to 2013, as well as for practically any other modern vehicle with disc brakes. Brakes are one of the most essential safety components for any vehicle. That's why it's very important to keep your brakes in best shape at all times. Here's how a typical brake disc caliper works. It stops a vehicle by converting rotating brake rotor's kinetic energy to heat through squeezing brake pads and creating friction. So there's quite a lot of mechanical action happening, as well as extremely high temperatures and temperature differences occur. In order to keep your brakes well maintained, they need to be regularly serviced to make sure they operate properly when needed. My rule of thumb is to service brakes twice a year, during seasonal tire change. You are removing your wheels anyway, might as well spend a little extra time to service brakes. It's also worth noting that properly maintaining your brakes keeps your fuel economy better, as if brake pads are pressed too much to brake rotors due to seized or insufficiently lubricated caliper, it makes it more difficult for your engine to move the vehicle, reducing your mileage. Here's a list of items you need to service your brakes. Silicone paste to lubricate caliper pins. Copper anti-seize brake lube to lubricate brake pads and hardware, a 1/2-inch ratchet, 17mm socket or wrench for the front caliper, 12mm socket or wrench for the rear caliper, brake cleaner, paper towels, wire brush. Optional: caliper piston compressor to make installing brake pads back to the caliper easier, penetrating oil to help loosening bolts, magnetic tray to simplify tracking nuts and bolts, impact wrench to speed up the process, torque wrench to properly torque your fasteners, a bungee cord for securing calipers. In the description, you'll find my affiliate links for every product I use or recommend. Alright, let's get to it. I know, my calipers need to be taken care of, as last time the paint was applied about 2 years ago and is peeling badly. I'll leave this for another video. Inspect your brake hoses and ABS sensor wire for any damage. Make sure there are no leaks, cracks or tears. If you see a lot of rust, you might need to use your wire brush to remove any loose rust first. Mine is fairly clean, although it's the original one that came with the car and has never been replaced. That's because it's been regularly serviced. So I'll just use brake cleaner to remove any dirt and brake dust with a towel. First, the brake rotor. Then, the outside of the caliper. Now remove the lower caliper bolt to release the caliper and open it up like a clamshell. The front caliper should hold itself by its weight in that position. The rear smaller one won't, so keep it that way with either your hand or a bungee cord. Remove brake pads. Clean the old lubrication residue. Note which one is the inner one with wear indicator and the outer one. These are OEM pads, so they have anti-rattle and anti-squeal 2-level shims. Put them aside. Now clean the inside of the caliper. Make sure pad guide grooves are free of rust and dirt as well. Let's get to the lower caliper guide pin. See how it's not moving freely and not being pushed out actively as it's supposed to be? Now pull it out and clean it with a towel, removing any lubricant and contamination remnants. Take some silicone paste and apply it to the pin, spreading it evenly. No need to use a lot of it, but it should be thoroughly lubricated. Make sure you're using silicone lubricant, as metallic-based anti-seize will cause rubber parts to swell and actually seize. Clean the rubber boot. Stick the pin back. Totally different story now. The pin moves freely and is pushed out as required. Time to put the brake pads back. Use the copper anti-seize paste to lubricate pads and caliper's point of contact. Just a thin layer. Here and here. Wipe any excess so there are no goops, and make sure none of the paste got on the working surface of the pads and rotors. I'll use the excess of the paste to lubricate the outer caliper point of contact with the outer pad. Repeat the same for the second pad. Done! Close the caliper. You might need to use the piston compressor to make room for brake pads if the piston pushed out a bit. I didn't need to. Tighten the bolt. The proper torque is 72 Newton meters or 53 pound-feet for the front and 37 Newton meters or 27 pound-feet for the rear. Since I've been doing this for years, I don't feel the need to use a torque wrench. Let's do the same to the upper caliper guide pin. Loosen and remove the upper bolt. Open the caliper again to the outer side now. This pin is almost stuck, even worse than the bottom one. Let's fix that real quick. Pull it out. See how there's a rubber component in the tip of the pin? That's why you don't put copper paste on it. Clean it. Clean the rubber boot. Lubricate the pin with the silicone paste. Put it back. There! Now the pin almost pops out by itself. Close the caliper. Tighten the bolt. It's also a good idea to check the brake fluid level in the reservoir under the hood. If it's too low, top it off with applicable fluid. Otherwise, it may cause braking ability to diminish or even introduce air into the system, which you don't want. And we're done! Repeat for the rest of the wheels. If this was helpful, like the video, leave your comments below, and hit that subscribe and bell buttons for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching. Drive safe, use your turn signals, and remember, anything is possible with the right tools and motivation.